What's going on, guys? Today is a new day. It's the start of vlog number 5, and today's personal injury question is going to be a softball question because I have a lot of stuff to do, so I'm going to give you just a really easy question. The personal injury question of the day is, what is the minimum liability policy here for auto accidents or auto insurance policies in the state of Texas? And basically that is 30-60-25, or it's commonly known as the 30-60-25 liability insurance rule. And basically what that is that you are entitled to, or the minimum liability, I'm sorry, you're not entitled to it, but the minimum liability policy is $30,000 per person, $60,000 per bodily injury accident, and $25,000 for property damage. Now, a minimum liability policy does not cover you if that is your policy. It only covers injuries to other parties. So if you get into a car wreck with someone else and it's your fault, you're going to be in a bad predicament if you didn't have any other insurance besides just that minimum liability policy. But the $30,000 applies to an individual. So the maximum that an individual can collect on that type of policy would be $30,000. The maximum that anyone collectively could collect on that policy would be $60,000. So if there are 3 people in the other car that you injure, those 3 people are going to essentially have to split that $60,000 policy among them. This isn't accounting for if there's another policy out there, but we're just talking about that minimum liability policy that you would have on your vehicle. Additionally, if the other car is you know, a Lamborghini or something crazy and you hit it with your $25,000 policy, you know, essentially that would be the maximum that they would be able to collect on that particular policy. You know, more than likely somebody with a Lamborghini is going to have full coverage because they know that, you know, me and you are broke and we can't afford to cover their expensive car. But anyways, that's the personal injury question of the day, and now let's get back to our regularly scheduled program. Yeah, so I'm back again today, and I really don't have that much to talk about. But yeah, today, signed up 2 more car accident cases today. Well, I was prepping for a deposition, but it was canceled apparently. So, what do? You know, I'm trying to get this camera to stop bouncing in my face. You see how like every vlog I'm learning a little something different to make it better? I predict by the time we hit the 1,000th vlog, it'll be perfect. I went to a Toastmasters club. If you don't know what Toastmasters is basically an organization that works with people on their public speaking skills. So if you feel like you may lack some assertiveness, you feel like you may not be as outspoken as you would like to be on your job, you feel like you have a job where you may need to speak in front of a large group of people with tons of eyes beaming on you, and that makes you somewhat nervous, then Toastmasters may be the group for you. But I went there and I didn't take the camera, I didn't film anything, even though, you know, in the future I actually planned on taking my camera and filming events and doing things like that. But I didn't want to take it to a place like that because, first of all, most people that go there are already nervous about public speaking anyways. And so I think having a camera rolling around and me, you know, videotaping myself and stuff, or other people if they would like, might make them a bit nervous. the primary election season is over with, and everyone's moved on with their lives, which is great. But there's one big issue that we all need to be talking about as Houstonians, and we're not. And that's the fact that George Bush, one of the sons, is the railroad commissioner for the state of Texas. And so Hurricane Harvey, devastated much of Houston and Galveston and this whole area. And Congress approved like $5 billion to go towards Hurricane Harvey response recovery efforts. And they're supposed to work with like local officials to get this stuff fixed up and figure out how this money is going to be allocated, to these different areas. And like the guys like completely like shutting out like our local officials, and that's like a big problem, I think. Like, I think the people on the ground know where the money should be going, where it should be invested. Can't you involve them so that we can have a better city? I mean, don't shut us out and then have another hurricane or something come, and then people are out here suffering even more because you're deciding to just do things your way and buck the law, buck the system. So please, Mr. George Bush, if you're watching this, listening to this, can you get in contact with our mayor and the local officials and do what you're supposed to do, man, and work with the people so you can take care of the people? I mean, it would be a bad look on you if something happens again and, the infrastructure is not in place because you're withholding the funds or you're not allowing the right people to tap in and show you how to direct those funds to the right places. Thanks. Like, as an attorney, you get really weird stuff in the mail. Not like somebody sending you like a chopped off hand or a bloody gun or something like that. But you get really weird stuff in the mail. For instance, today I come in to my office, I pick up my mail, look through it, and I get like this thing that says, oh yeah, something lawyers or something whatever. Superstar, world class, global, fantastic lawyers. And I'm like, okay, cool, I open it up, look at it and whatnot. And it's like, congratulations, you've been selected as one of the top 3 personal injury attorneys in the world. And you're going to be like the greatest attorney ever. But what we need you to do is send us $345 for this new plaque to put on your wall. Like, wow, they're just giving you the total package right there, right? It's so ridiculous. Like, wow, a client comes into your office, I mean, are they like really amazed if you have an award that says like, you're one of the 10 best personal injury attorneys in Texas? I think most people care like, are you going to be able to help them? Like, that's the big thing. They're just making up awards. And, an older attorney gave me some good advice. When those things come in the mail, the best thing you can do with them is just take the letter and put it in a frame and put it on the wall. That's my little rant. I don't know. It just was really weird. I mean, they send you that type of stuff all the time. Another thing that's irritating as a lawyer? Telemarketers. You're pounding away at that paperwork, or you're talking to that claims adjuster, you're in that deposition with that attorney or whatnot, and somebody will ring your phone or call you at the office or whatever, and they're trying to sell you something. And it's like, man, do you really think that I'm gonna be like motivated to want to do business with whatever you're talking about at like 11 o'clock, at the one of the peak times when you're actually trying to get work done? It's always like one of these little lead generation companies who are always like, hey, we see that you do this particular type of law, and we have one area open for a top attorney in that area. Why don't you call us and let's do some business? Or they'll call you, and it's just like, man, get out of here. And I mean, I guess that's what they have to do. They're cold calling, but it's so irritating. I mean, I know other people get stuff that's irritating to them, but I know that has to be pet peeves of other attorneys as well. So these vlogs are getting shorter and shorter. I told myself when I started this project that these vlogs weren't going to be any longer than 10 minutes anyways. So I'm really trying to get it to like 5 minutes. And slowly getting down to that point. I think the thing is I probably need to make him a bit more concise. I need to make him a little bit more focused when I'm talking about the law. I kind of ramble on a little bit. I don't really plan these things out, but I'm working on it. I'm really just trying to establish the format. In the meantime, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. I'll see y'all later. Take it easy.